What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about what is that? Seven mining stocks today, crypto mining stocks. Clean Spark, IREN, Riot, and Marathon for Cow. Bitfarms, Wolf, and Cypher for Ali Massar. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. I talk about these like at least once a week, right? If not all of them, most of them. At the request of you, the viewers, whenever you guys want to see them, of course. But sometimes we talk about it multiple times a week, but looking at the daily RSI, every time I pull up Clean Spark, man, the RSI is just worthless because it's so neutral. It's hard to say. But we're not doing a whole lot. Things haven't changed. I really do expect that we're going to break out of this to the upside. I'm not worried about it at all. You know, you're at the lowest prices of this range to buy. Probably a good area to DCA. If you don't hold any Clean Spark and you want to throw money in it, I wouldn't put all your money in right here. And this is just me personally, I would take a nibble here just in case it goes down, which I don't think would happen, but then I might put it all in or put a lot more in, right? And then take the nibble, and if it happens to move up, if it breaks this trend line, then I would just slam the hammer down, man, and I would go in. Yes, I would feel more comfortable buying higher because you don't know. Even though I don't think this is going to break to the downside, it could. You don't want to throw all your chips in up here when you could buy it cheaper. But if it's just a little bit higher, like that's the cost of the risk, right? Is to just like wait a little bit higher. I think this thing's moving up to $35 inevitably on this next move. Like that's my personal expectation. From a high to a low, 35.60 at the 1618 previous areas of resistance. You probably even move a little bit beyond that, right? Probably literally right to this previous area of resistance. But that's Clean Spark. Boring until it's not. When it'll break out, I don't know. A week, 10 months, maybe not 10 months. It could move sideways for like a month and a half still though. So it's anybody's guess. But that's Clean Spark. IREN, the new Clean Spark, man, just moving up so bullishly. Except for this week, you're down 25%, bro. Wow. Wow, what happened? 786 area. Yeah, whatever. Okay. High to low, right above the 1414. A lot of cryptos have been doing that. You probably move down to like 970 to 864, right around this area of support here, right in there. 970 to 864, somewhere in that range. Previous areas of resistance, check back, move up, makes sense. Let's see if anything else lines up in that area. 947 right there. Can't make it up, man. All these things lining up down there. So yeah, just below $10, just above $9. IREN, that's where you're going to go. Probably immediately with the pace that you're doing right now. And then maybe you resume moving up. I would assume if Clean Spark looks like it's going to move up at some point, IREN will move up with it, right? That's my assumption, at least. Riot, which would then again imply that IREN's downside's not going to be long-lived. Riot is just consolidating as well. Riot's been a little lackluster this cycle in comparison to last time, right? Like this was a showstopper. Took a lot of people's attention, but not this cycle. People forgotten about this thing, man. I don't mind the weekly RSI. I don't like it, but I don't mind it. I think it's okay. I don't think it's going to move lower. I think if it were to move lower, it would have already. I think it's just biding its time, and then it will break. It's probably in the same boat as Clean Spark is. It's just waiting, man. From a high to a low, your next target area would, if it's not down to like 830, it's probably going to be up toward like $13 to $17, somewhere in that range. That's Riot over the weeks, over the days. When this breaks, I would assume that you're probably actually moving up to like $23 to $31, probably even higher than that, right? But that's Riot. That's the best of my guess. I don't know when it's going to move. It's like the same thing as Clean Spark. Anybody's guess as far as when the time frame is. Same thing with Marathon, right? It's going to move up. Just when is the question. This one does look more bullish. It looks kind of like Riot, but more bullish, I would say. Let's see, high to low, right here. And they're mining CASA right now. I don't know if you guys heard. They are mining CAS. It's the only other crypto they're mining besides Bitcoin. I'm surprised that they chose CASA, but hey, man, good for them, good for the CASA community. They announced that literally like the week of this high. So they're mining CASA and selling it literally at its all-time high. So they're probably doing all right. They're probably making some money. I bet that will help this thing grow. It hasn't caught up yet, but maybe when the pieces connect, maybe there's smart money or people who know who understand what this means. They're probably going to put their money in and cash this next pump up. I do think it's going to pump up next. The next move would probably be once it breaks out of this zone here toward about $41.50 to $58. But again, like CleanSpark, like Riot, when will it happen is really the question. I don't mind the weekly RSI at all. I don't mind the daily. But the RSI on the daily, it's just such a neutral price action. It's not going to be of help. So that's Marathon. Bit Farms. That was my cat. You okay, Mufasa? He's okay. He looked at me like, did I do that? High to low. Let's see. Come on, buddy. I think Bitfarms is going to go lower, actually. $2.18. Yeah, probably around there. Yeah, I think it is. Enough said. I think it's going lower. Bitfarms. Wolf. Wolfie Wolf. Somebody wrote, and I would give you a shout out if I had it in the comments. Maybe it was you, Ali Massar. I don't know, but it might have been you. I think it was somebody else. Said that Wolf paid off all their debt, something like that. Which sounds bullish, but I don't know. I don't think that's a bad thing if you use it properly. Debt could be advantageous. Why aren't you taking on debt? Why aren't you trying to build and grow? Like, what are you afraid of? Put your money where your balls are, baby. Let's go. From a high point there, perhaps you pull back to about $4. You're at $4.75. You kind of consolidated around this area, though, and moved up. And you're at your overbought zone now in your RSI. You might move up. I think Bitcoin's about to drop, and that could have. Let's see how correlated we are right now with BTC. Let's just see. USD. Not that correlated, but you see this is normally the part where it starts to get correlated. So if Bitcoin moves down, this might move down with it. Ergo, the correlation might come into effect, and I do think Bitcoin's going to move lower. So maybe this does move down to $4. You're at $4.75. That's okay. Daily RSI, yeah, it kind of looks like you would. I think if you were to move up, you would have not had yesterday's price action take place. But if I'm wrong, like, you need to hold this area right now. You need to start moving up. Moving up like this, right, slowly, volume's dying off. I can't help but think you'll move back down here. Yeah, probably around $4. That's my genuine opinion for Wolf. And then up. Yes, I think Wolf's going to move up higher. Absolutely. I think it's got more to grow. High to low. I mean, I'm surprised. Not surprised. I'm not going to say that, actually. I think inevitably you're going to move up to this 825 to 1131 area. Just for a moment, you're taking a pause, pull back to a previous area of resistance back here, and support right here, resistance right here, resistance right. Pull back, find support, move up to your 61869 area, 825 to 1131. And then we'll talk about it from there, but down rather immediately. And then Cypher to finish this bad boy up, to wrap it all up. Cypher mining, like Marathon, like Riot, like CleanSpark, it's consolidating. The weekly RSI actually looks really good. I think it's, it's neutral, but it's with the bullish effect. Neutral daily, it's not going to give us anything. When you break out, you'll probably move up to $7 to $10. You have 436 right now, somewhere in that range, 7 to 10, 10 technically. I do like that $10 area, to be completely fair. I actually do like that a little bit more because if you break out here to the 786, you're already up above this low. You're already breaking out of this. I don't think that you would just stop there. I think you would go to this 886, and that's an area that you found resistance. It's an area that you held as support for a while, right? There's like a flat line of significance right there. So, and $10 itself is a psychological number. So you might move up to like around $10 when this breaks. When will it break? I would guess, honestly, sometime within the next month and a half, because just the way that it looks, I would think you might break either by the end of this month or sometime in August, actually. That doesn't mean you'll be up here by the end of this month or August. You could be, but I just more so that you would break this line, that you would break out of this range and do something you haven't done this whole time, which is actually close above it and continue to move past. So that's that, guys. That's all I got for you. Cypher being boring, I'm not worried about the downside right now on this week. I think it'll recover. It's just standard volatility for what this range is, right? It's just holding this little whatever. And then it'll move up inevitably sooner than later. I would bet, I don't know, from this look, I would wonder, because Cypher, Marathon, Riot, and CleanSpark are all kind of consolidating. They all look different, but they're all similar in the sense that they're consolidating and being boring for months at a time. Perhaps Cypher could be the decipher in this when kind of question of when these stocks are going to break out. Perhaps this herein lies the key, because this one has a more appropriate like look for a time frame, as in it would be by the end of this month or sometime in August. CleanSpark, it looks like it could be in September. Marathon RIOT, it could be longer, right? Like there's no really like definitive process there. With this one, it's a little bit more definitive, and it's shorter. So maybe this month, sometime this month, if not sometime in August, you will break out with all those stocks. So anyways, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you. Take care. Adios.